Good morning, everyone. My name is Idowu Adarabioyo from Babalola University. The title of my poster presentation is Raising the Bar of Research Through Collaboration. We've actually involved in a collaboration since ABUAD-CENSAC was granted membership. And we have trained up to 200 students and staff. And we actually looking at area of sustainability. And we call this research, this experiment to actually assess the students and the staff readiness to participate in all our activities. And not only that, we want to see, because we need funding and we can't raise this fund on ourselves. So therefore, we need to actually make sure that our clients are able to support us in the area of funding. And about 90% of our respondents actually agree that they will be ready to pay some amount for consultation. Not only that, we also discovered that over 90% are ready to bring their students to our lab for collaboration, and also they were ready to ensure that whatever suggestion we give to them in the area of methodology and other aspects, they are ready to also buy into it. So these are some of the findings in our experiment. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Enobong Udoumoh from Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi. We conducted an experiment to see how walk-in consultation would increase interest in START labs. One of the things we identified that was the bane in our labs that couldn't make our lab to be strong, considered as strong, was having too few projects. And so we decided to conduct this experiment. We began by carrying out a brand survey to know how the brand START Lab, the FUAM-LISA, is amongst the persons in our college. And that was the first step. From that brand survey, we were able to know that almost 45% of persons that responded were not even aware of FUAM-LISA. I think it's something that every lab should try and do so that you know how popular your lab is within your locality. We're able to identify that actually most of the persons that responded have interest in consulting and collaboration. But one of the things that they said was the challenge meeting START Lab was that the cost, they were afraid of cost implication. They were afraid of, sometimes they said, is accessibility of these statisticians and START labs. So we saw that there was need for us to really go aggressively in publicity. So the first step was for us to carry out this brand survey. We went for publicity. And after that, the real experiment, the third part of the experiment was for us to handle the walk-in consultation, open and way to make it free because of the cost. We emphasize the free walk-in consultation. So that was on hold because of ASU strike. We couldn't complete that. That result didn't come out. So our experiment stopped on the way. As soon as we resume, we'll complete that. Thank you very much.
I'm Johnson Fatokun from Anchor University, Lagos, Nigeria. We started the START Lab in 2017, and we've had a series of programs. We've had regional conferences. We've had an international conference. We've also had collaboration with IEEE to hold a conference in the university. But along the line, we needed to see where we are. And we thought charity begins at home. And we thought of giving ownership to students, even in the department. So the experiment was actually based on expanding the horizon of the center of the laboratory by student engagement. And so we had a workshop, just a one-day workshop, fully engaging from morning till evening. We knew what they needed. As science students or mathematical science students, we know that they needed the use of LaTeX to be able to do their scientific writings, and also the knowledge of research. It was, maybe let me call it a step forward to know what to give to the entire university. And we were surprised. About 130 students from the department participated. They are very much active in the participation. What we did a day before, we installed a LaTeX into their systems so that wouldn't disturb our program for the following day. I was personally involved with the other three colleagues in the department, and it was a very successful experiment. Our next plan is to move further to engage other students within the faculty and then within the university. And we collaborate with other STAR labs around us. I've discussed with a UI STAR lab, and we're going to have some collaboration to further engage more people in our lab. That is what we've done so far. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Babalola Teniola from Kampala, University, Uganda. And the title of our research is Establishing and Sustaining KIU-LISA, the prospects, the challenges, and the opportunities. We don't have a LISA lab yet. We're still proposing and we are consulting. So in that light, we looked at a research that caters for the accessibility of the lab among students, both postgraduate and undergraduate students. We discovered that students are really willing to consult. They are requesting for the expertise of statisticians to help them with their research. A lot of them are stuck, they are hanging because they have this deficit in the knowledge of statistics. We discovered also from the research that over 94.5% of the students are actually waiting to meet with statisticians to help them. And we discovered that the knowledge of softwares like R, Python, and Excel, and eViews is very low among students. And most of them decide to, when confronted with statistical analysis, they pay people off to help them, which is not very good enough. So we saw that some of them ignored it, and some of them paid to people to help them, with such task. So we discovered that a large majority of the students are ready, and they are waiting anxiously for a lab to commence in Uganda. And that's the joy of the research. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Uchechukwu George from Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike. Okpara University of Agriculture is one of the specialized universities of agriculture in Nigeria. There are three. And the lab collaborates with researchers. Our experiment is based on one of the collaborative work with one of the professors in animal science. He's working on communicating agricultural data to farmers in Nigeria from drumbeat to data science. And that's where we come in. Our experiment is about digitalization and collection of this agri and farm data in Nigeria. Our plan is to have a data repository where weather and farm data will be made available for researchers and farmers in Nigeria. And that is what we did. We trained students that collected this weather data for 90 days. And we now put them in a shareable format. Currently is in Excel, and we are hoping to have them in a data repository that will be available online and offline. And we believe with that, that will help to bridge the data gap we have, especially in the area of food security, which has been made worse with COVID-19. and insecurity we have in Nigeria. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ado-Ekiti. I'm a professor of agricultural economics from Federal University of Ado-Ekiti. What we do in our lab is we try to identify a need by assessing their present status so that we can fill the need. So what we did in our sustainability experiment is we assess budget allocation to agriculture for the past 20 years. We discovered that despite the budget was low, then the money that are available are being spent. So we assess the personnel involved in budget processing and execution. We discover a lot of things. We discovered that though they have appropriate educational background, but their job stacks, training needs are not actually met. So that's what we discovered. So we had a meeting with the directors of the selected state that this is what AULISSA can provide. And again, I'm a professor of economics. I'm a HOD, I'm a director of training and development. So the university has a very big lab with 20 laptops to train students. So the lab has developed what we call manual on-site computing and data science. And the faculty has mandated every student to pass through that lab. So we are collecting a token so that we discover that in my field, most of the students have abused the use of statistics. So it's mandatory for the students to pass through that lab. So that's what we're doing. And when we present our results, you will see that our lab is really moving. And I want to appreciate the LISA community because I had a very serious traveling experience because I see LISA as a family. And I said, I must attend. I came through by road, but I thank God that I'm alive. So I thank God that I'm alive to tell the story. I was actually kidnapped, but I had to run for my dear life. So thank you very much.
I am Ezra Gayawan from Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria, FUAM-LISA. For our own experiment, we observed that our labs have been a bit dormant. Participations in our activities have been very low. So we felt, how do we resuscitate it? Number one, we established what we call student collaborators. We invited some students and talked to them that, look, we have FUAM-LISA, how do we make it active and all that? They were very excited themselves. They went and talked to other students and brought them. So we formed a collaborative student collaborators team. And then they told me that they were going to recruit more students. And then through that, they will join in ensuring that the lab is active. So there and then we established two training groups. One is called data science group, one is data analytic group. And some of the students who are versatile in using R, in using Pythons and all that, they volunteered to be training other students. So as I speak now, every week, there must be 2 classes that go on in our lab in which students themselves train other students. All we do is to just monitor to ensure that everything is working fine. And that has made participation very active. As a matter of fact, the students keep coming with ideas on how we can take LISA to the wider university. This will come and say, we should do this, we should do that. And also I will sit down, analyze and said, we are going to do it. We were trying to carry out some of them, but eventually the strike in Nigeria has affected it. But I believe when we are back, even during this strike, we have WhatsApp group for the 2 groups and we communicate, we exchange communications, and we believe that after the strike, we are going to continue. Then another thing we did was to establish what we call statistics and the industry. What we do here is that we felt we have some alumni of the department who are now in the industry, who are doing fine. Why can't we invite them to come and tell us their story so that will encourage interest in statistics? The students will be able to learn what they are. So we invited someone who is into online marketing and is doing fine. When we wanted to do it, we felt if we are to invite these people, we may need to fund their transportation, fund their accommodation and all that. We have money to do that. Let's go ahead. So when we invited him, the day he came with his driver and his PA. So we told him that, oh, we are going to arrange your accommodation within the campus. He said, we shouldn't worry. Then he came, he made the talk, he gave us a talk on online, and it was very wonderful. The students were very happy to listen to him. And after that, although we made a little presentation, we designed a work log with FUTA-LISA and all that, we presented it to him. So rather than we spending money for him, he ended up donating a huge amount to the department. And after the donation, he now told me that he has another friend again who is doing well, that he can invite him. We can talk to the person. He will talk to him on our behalf. Then I do the follow-up. He talked to the person, and immediately I requested for his number. I did a follow-up. I introduced myself to the person, and the person is also willing to come. Now we are waiting for the ASU strike to be over, and this person will be brought in. So that is the second thing we did. Another thing we did was walk-in consultation. We tried to do it so that people can come, but that was not too successful. We couldn't have many people coming, but we are trying to see how to go and reinvigorate that as soon as we get back. Then our trainings also that we do for students has attracted even core members, that is the student, graduates that are participating in National Youth Service Corps. They have also approached us, those that have been in the university, that we should train them. And as I speak now, we hold trainings for them every week on our Excels and some other data analytical things. So that's what we are doing in our lab. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm number 3 on the list. I'm Albert Abegunde from Babalola University. We have 4 presentations from my university. So I'm just to handle one aspect of it. As we are all sitting, I want us to know that the sustainability of LISA goes beyond us, those of us that are here. It lies in the hands of the youth that are not here. So an indication that our interest in the youth now will build the future of tomorrow. Because at present, those who will build the next generation are just still growing. So that's the focus of what we did in EDM-LISA OAU, by targeting to train the young ones, especially those who have just graduated and those who are about to graduate, and see how best we can work on them and make them be able to be employable in the market world. And we picked that particular interest because those who have been our members who graduated, we were monitoring them. And we discovered that those who are statistically trained, who are very deep in statistics, were more employed than those who are not very deep along the line. And we discovered that the best way we can close the gap is to make sure that we focus on everybody, make sure that everybody is well statistically brought up. So by the time they graduate, they can be well placed. And we are here today because we have been well placed. So if we work on the youth that we are producing and they are well placed, it helps the lab, it helps the country, and globally, it also helps the land. So what we did to achieve that was we looked within and we sought counsel. We contacted our mentors, especially Professor Laiwale Awe, the DVC academics of my university. And the conclusion was that we should look for respected domain experts that are professors who also know people in industries and some other locations who can help us to contact the alumni that have sound statistical knowledge and they are currently well placed. So we were able to get about 2 or 3 of them, and we discussed this with them through the counsel from our mentors. And they showed strong interest. And they said they will come down to come and train the young ones. And we achieved that. We prepared about 75 people, or 76 specifically, applied to be present physically. But in the final analysis, we were able to have about 56. So with the 56, they were well trained. We just take an aspect of statistics and link that to capacity building so that if they go for an interview or if they are working, they will be able to perform well and perform fine. And it was very successful. It was 3 days training. But before we started the 3 days training, we contacted LISA office at headquarters. And specifically, Dr. Kim Love prepared a video clip for us, which just talks about general activities of LISA. Our thinking then, while we contacted the global office, was, if we can get the video clips, people will be more enlightened and we have more understanding about what we are doing, so that after the training, they can also go with that as an attachment to what we're passing across. And it was really highly successful. In short, I want to pass comment that that video clip seems to be the most thing that I think I appreciated most in what we conducted. Because immediately after the training, apart from the knowledge acquired, nearly everybody that came for the training, who are not members of LISA in the university, they showed interest. And they said they are going to be members of LISA. And they formed a WhatsApp group. Till date, the WhatsApp group is still active. And when they listen to the video clips, what they are going to benefit in the future, and that the training should not end there. So they formed that group. Until now, they are still very, very active, contacting, connecting. And from that, we have been able to get a network reaching to different individuals. So that is the summary of what we did. It is our belief that that will still be repeated. We intend to have at least 3 of that in a year. Thank you.